And then it shall be free.
What's up, everybody? It's Eon Cure with Day 1 of the Metal Gear Solid 5 Countdown Retrospective. V will come to, in less than 24 hours, the light at the end of the tunnel. For today's retrospective, let's look back to everything leading up to today from where we left off last time, which was the unveiling of the E3 2015 trailer on June 15th, 2015. By the way, if you'd like to revisit my analysis of that, part 1 of which amounts to over an hour and 40 minutes, click on the links provided in the description below. I think this is a good time to refresh our memory on my theories and see what turns out to be true. During E3 2015 from June 16 to June 18, a brand new gameplay demo would be shown to attendees only on stage, and I had the pleasure of being present to witness the first live unveiling of the demo. It was glorious. Fortunately for the rest of the world, they wouldn't have to wait long to see it themselves. On June 18th, Konami released the gameplay demo on the internet for public consumption, showcasing Mission 3 of the game, A Hero's Way. I have provided a link to this video in the description below. There we were shown for the first time things like Aerial Command Center, Mission Sortie, D-Dog and D-Walker in action as support buddies, and much more. Also during E3 2015, I had the pleasure of being given a behind closed doors presentation of the game, as well as 1 hour of hands-on with it. In the former, I was shown the game's 4th mission, C2W, and in the latter, I got to play the game's 2nd mission, which is Kaz's rescue from the Soviets. I provided my impressions and report on both by making a video for each. If you would like to revisit them, you can find their links in the description below. One final eventful occurrence for the month of June would be MGS5 community manager Robert Peeler's interview with Angry Joe that will be published on June 30th. There, Robert would provide some new information and insight about the game. I actually made a quick video summary of this shortly after. Check it out. They mostly discussed things that we already know about, but there are 2 small bits of new information that came out of the interview, both of which are related to consequences of neglecting to visit Mother Base from time to time. I talked about decreased morale in previous videos, but according to Robert, it's also possible that Diamond Dog's recruits will start fighting among themselves. There will be infighting and difficulties with personnel, as he put it. Perhaps that's what we got a glimpse of in that one scene from the E3 2014 trailer. I wonder what the consequences are when recruits fight. My assumption is that the gravely injured ones will be sent to the medical bay, leaving them indisposed and unable to carry their duties in their assigned unit for a while. Another mechanic that's been talked about is the ability to take a shower to wash away any blood that Snake might have picked up in the field. As it turns out, this isn't just an aesthetic thing. According to Robert, a blood-soaked Snake will have a tougher time avoiding detection. He'll be more visible to enemies, in other words. This is yet another reason why you want to go back to Mother Base. Taking a shower could prove the difference between success and failure. And that's all the new details that came out of Angry Joe's interview, and thus concluded the month of June 2015. Let's move on to July. The first major occurrence of the month would be the release of a trailer for Japan's special edition packaging of Phantom Pain on July 2nd. In this video, we would be given new details about Quiet, the intro hospital scene, as well as a name for Phantom Pain's Metal Gear mech. I made a video for this as well, check it out. The video also provides tons of details about Phantom Pain through glimpses of their promotional illustrations included in the special edition packaging. Let's begin by looking at the character description of Punished Venom Snake, which can be found on the bottom left corner here, which states the following. Former agent in the CIA Special Service Division Fox, codename Snake, a legendary mercenary who saved the world from the brink of nuclear destruction, trained by the Boss, a woman regarded as the mother of the world's special forces. Snake was awarded the title Big Boss by the US President upon completing a mission to assassinate his mentor in 1964. Following the mission, Snake parted ways with his commander, Major Zero, and established an army without a nation in South America with Kazuhira Miller. An offshore plant in the Caribbean coast would serve as their mother base. However, a plot to destroy the organization would end with Snake and Mother Base being lost in 1975. On the bottom right, you will find a couple of his quotes. "I won't see you end as ashes. You're all diamonds. We'll make diamonds from their ashes. Take them into battle with us. We are diamond dogs." There's not a lot of information here we don't already know, but it does further solidify that punished Venom Snake is indeed Big Boss. Next, let's take a look at Quiet's promotional art. Her description on the bottom left states the following: a scout and sniper whose special abilities allow her to stalk her prey without being seen or heard. To the Soviets, she is feared as blah 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 blah, which means quiet. True to her name, she never speaks, answers to interrogation, or even communicates through writing. Despite this, she grows to share a bond of mutual trust and understanding with Snake. And then on the bottom right, it states the following: Quiet came here to fulfill some objective, to kill you, maybe to destroy Diamond Dogs. Interesting stuff. This seems to conflict with the statement that she grows to share a bond of mutual understanding with Snake. Either Quiet will drop this elusive objective of hers after her first encounter with Big Boss and after her recruitment as a support buddy, or she will choose to fulfill her objective despite her bond with Big Boss. So I guess the question is, loyalty to her mission or loyalty to her ally? Food for thought. Equally intriguing as her character description is her various artworks, and not just because of this perfect shot of her cleavage and crotch. The first thing that caught my eye is that Quiet smokes cigarettes. Now this could just be an early concept art thing, since I have yet to see her smoke in any of the footage, but a cool thing to see regardless. I also noticed that the artworks on the left and right are both clothed versions of Quiet. I think these might be early artworks of her, before Kojima told Shinkawa to make her sexier and less clothed. Either that, or these are concepts of what she actually looked like before this mystery thing X that's preventing her from clothing herself too much factored in. Because according to Kojima, it's not just fan service, there is an important reason within the story for why she dresses the way she does. Moving on, let's talk about Phantom Pain's new Metal Gear, which has been confirmed to be named ST-84 Metal Gear. Notice the nomenclature, 2 letters and 2 numbers followed by Metal Gear. It's the same naming convention as the Metal Gear that Solid Snake fought in Outer Heaven, the TX-55 Metal Gear. This is further confirmation that Kojima is aiming to bridge the gap between the Big Boss and Solid Snake sagas. The ST-84 Metal Gear's description states the following: a Soviet weapon which Dr. Emmerich Huey is suspected to have helped develop. Height and neutral position estimated at 15 meters. Its capabilities, purpose, and level of completion are unknown. To give you an idea for how tall the ST-84 is, Metal Gear 1's TX-55 is 6.05 meters tall, Metal Gear 2's D is 8.5 meters tall, Metal Gear Solid 1's Rex is 11.5 meters tall, and Metal Gear Solid 2's Ray is 21.5 meters tall. So the ST-84 is taller than Rex but shorter than Ray, it seems. Now, something that I noticed about the artwork of the ST-84 is that in this profile angle, it looks like a skull. We already know that Skullface is deeply involved in its creation, since we do see him lead Big Boss into the hangar that houses this Metal Gear at the end of the E3 2014 trailer, but I think the skull-like image is further hint of that. Also, the description states that this weapon is suspected to be developed by Huey, and in the short E3 2015 trailer, we do see the two together in front of the hangar interacting, so that's even more proof of Skullface's involvement. Also interesting to note about the artwork is that young Psycho Mantis is floating right above the Metal Gear. It's hard to say what their relationship is, but there is definitely something going on there between the two, since we do see him with the Man on Fire in the short E3 2015 trailer standing in the foreground with the ST-84 in the background. Will we see young Mantis somehow telekinetically control this Metal Gear at one point? Who knows? Last but not least, let's take a look at these artworks of Cyprus. The location's official name is Cyprus Hospital Ward. We all had our suspicions that the hospital resided in Cyprus, but this is our first official confirmation, so it's good to finally get that out of the way. The description of the location states the following: after Snake fell into a coma, Ocelot hid him in a hospital within the British sovereign base area of Cyprus. When his location became known, the hospital was immediately besieged by multiple groups. Among the attackers was a mysterious man on fire who plunged the entire hospital into chaos. Like many suspected from the UK flag next to the Cyprus map in the hospital scene, the hospital does indeed reside in a British sovereign part of Cyprus. My money is in this area down here, since it does resemble the tail of a whale, the logo used for Moby Dick Studio. The description also confirms that Ocelot was the man responsible for hiding Big Boss in the Cyprus hospital. This would explain how he managed to get there so fast when the siege happens. And that's pretty much all the new information that the video provided. A few days after the special edition packaging trailer, on July 7th, 2015, we would be given yet another awesome new gameplay demo, this time showcasing just how many ways players can proceed to tackle one mission, in this case a hero's way. If there was one video that sold me on the gameplay of Phantom Pain to me, it was this video. It proved that everything that Kojima had been aiming for and advertising weren't just Peter Molyneux promises. I have linked this video in the description below. Soon after the release of this gameplay demo, we would get our very first confirmation of young Mantis' name or title in Phantom Pain through photos of his action figure taken during San Diego Comic-Con 2015, which took place from July 9th to July 12th. His name was confirmed to be Tretí Rebionok, which is Russian for third child. Another development for the month of July would occur on the 23rd. On this date, we would learn for the first time that Phantom Pain takes up 25.1 GB of memory on the PlayStation 4 and 11.7 GB on the PlayStation 3. A lot of people were taken aback by how small the file size was for a game that was being claimed to be massive, but trust me when I say that you have nothing to worry about. Whatever magic they used, it worked. The game is beautiful, and the way it was designed paves the way for tons of playtime. A day later, on July 24th, Konami hosted a bootcamp review event for the Japanese press in which they would spend days playing the game to finally allow them to hand a verdict on the highly anticipated title. Finally, for July, on the 31st, Hideo Kojima would post this photo hinting at a bionic arm that would have a similar functionality to the Wisp from Zone of the Enders, a tool that essentially allows players to pull in distant objects. We would come to see this bionic arm in action later in the year during the Mother Base gameplay demo. And thus concluded July 2015, which brings us to August. On August 1st, 2015, some dude named Yong would begin a countdown retrospective for Metal Gear Solid 5, in which he would detail every important bit of information related to the game's development cycle leading up to its release date. Pretty cool idea. 2 days later, on August 3rd, Konami would share some great news for PC gamers. It was announced that the PC version of the game would no longer launch 2 weeks after the console versions on September 15th, but rather alongside them on September 1st. A very pleasant surprise indeed. On the flip side, it was also announced that Metal Gear Online 3 would be delayed until October 6th for consoles and sometime until January 2016 for PC players. The month gap for consoles isn't really a big deal, but the 3 months plus gap for the PC version of the game does lessen the value of it a little. Then again, you do get the best graphics, 4K resolution, and the most stable frame rates if you have a powerful enough machine and if Phantom Pain is well optimized, which I think it will be. Another big development would occur the next day on August 4th, which was when Konami launched Phantom Pain's Gamescom 2015 trailer. Check it out.
This pain is ours.
If we fail, we lose our chance of revenge.
When the time comes, I'll pull the trigger.
From here on out, you're on your own.
I like working solo anyway.
You're a legend in the eyes of those who live on the battlefield. That's why you have to handle this mission yourself. How and where? Well, that's up to you.
Enemy presence detected. Analysis complete.
Eliminate him, however you see fit. Don't get spotted.
The dream of every ruler. Skullface plans to become a nuclear power.
He'll go down in history a conquering victor. We can't let that happen.
You've only got two options. Heaven or hell.
No. There's another.
Burn with the rest, then.
Boss, get out of there!
What goes around comes around. You can't run from yourself forever.
Konami.
It wasn't edited and directed by Hideo Kojima, and it showed, but it gave us some new scenes from the game, as well as some cool new gameplay footage. Alongside the new trailer, yet another gameplay demonstration was released to the public, this time showing off Mother Base. We were not only given a detailed explanation of how Mother Base works in Phantom Pain, we were also shown our first look at FOB in action, which looked fucking awesome. If you would like to revisit this footage, click on the link provided in the description below. As if all that wasn't enough, a day later on August 5th, PlayStation Live would bring Sean Icestone and Jackie Chan into their booth to present yet another alternative method of tackling a hero's way, showing us some cool new stealth techniques. You can also find the link to this video in the description below. Following Gamescom 2015, things went quiet until August 18th to August 21st. In those 4 days, members of the press and representatives of various Metal Gear communities would be invited to attend Konami LA's Metal Gear Solid 5 review event. I was fortunate enough to be invited to the event, and there, I would spend 4 glorious days with the game. During that time, it was also announced that the embargo of Phantom Pain would lift on August 23rd. Thus, on that day, reviews would start pouring in from all major media outlets, most of which would call Phantom Pain the best in the series and an absolute masterpiece. I myself would publish an audio-only impressions video of my 4 days with the game. I decided against video in order to release my impressions on time, and I decided not to review the game yet until I had spent more time with it and until I had finally finished it in its entirety. But suffice to say that I agreed with all other media outlets calling this game a masterpiece and one of the best video games of all time. If you'd like to revisit my impressions, follow the link in the description below. Finishing off Phantom Pain's development cycle, on August 25th, 2015, Hideo Kojima would release one last trailer, this time featuring footage and homages to the entire Metal Gear Solid series. A truly heartfelt goodbye from the man who sold the world an unforgettable saga. And with that, I would like to conclude Day 1 of the Metal Gear Solid 5 Countdown Retrospective. Thank you for tuning in. Look forward to Day 0 tonight at 12 AM Eastern Standard Time. I was also planning to publish my video review by then, but I got my review copy rather late, so I still haven't finished the game. And I would also like to try the FOB multiplayer mode extensively before giving a final verdict, so I hope you will sit tight for my full video review. I will, however, be releasing the first few episodes of my Young Play at launch, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, let us know in the comments below any fond memories you would like to share from when you were waiting for this game. And to be further updated on the MGS5 Countdown Retrospective, stay tuned right here on Young Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Young out.